Welcome to Halifax and the A. Garner Gymnasium on the campus of Mount St. Vincent University. It's day number 2 of the MWBA Showcase Weekend, and it's game number 1 of 3, where the Windsor Edge will take on the Port City Fog. The Edge come into this game 2-2. The Fog searching for their first victory at 0-4. Alongside Mark Ford, Vince Williams on hand here at Mount St. Vincent University, Mark. And these are two teams that are trending in the opposite direction. Port City looking for their first victory, and the Edge looking to build on a good win yesterday afternoon. Both of these teams have great talent on both sides. What would you expect to see from both of these teams, in particular Port City trying to get their first victory?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I think just had a few conversations before the game started today with the coaches, just as they were kind of coming into the gym. And Port City, they're just learning to kind of get some floor chemistry with each other. They haven't had a lot of practice time, and so they're obviously searching for their first win. I mean, and yesterday, it's always tough on the road. And I think that I also spoke with the coach of our Windsor squad there, Lonnie Smith, and he mentioned that they didn't play very well either yesterday. So I think the Fog's going to be in for another tough challenge today, and I think that the Windsor team is looking to just sort of start a little bit more on time today. I think they missed the bus. They got here a little late, but they settled into their game. So. I think the Fog, they're getting better every game, and I think they're still going to be in a little bit tough today with Windsor because they're looking to rebound after a slow start yesterday.
Both teams have some adversity, and we'll talk about those storylines as we go along. And we'll send it over to the public address announcer for the starting lineups.
Shauna Poirier and Joe Harvey. We'd like to acknowledge that Mount St. Vincent University is built on unceded ancestral Mi'kmaq territory. We pay respect to the knowledge embedded in the indigenous custodians of this land and to the elders past, present, and future. And now it's on to meet the starting lineup for the Port City Fog. At guard, number 6, Bailey Henderson. At forward, number 7, Rachel Farwell. At forward, number 8, Megan Stewart. Number 10, Emily Briggs. And at forward, number 14, Bailey Kilpatrick. The coach of the Fog is Madeline Elving. And next, it's time to meet the starting lineup for the Windsor Edge. At forward, number 4, Sydney Moran. At guard, number 5, Jessica Miller. At guard, number 9, Tiffany Reynolds. At guard, number 10, Carissa Cacciarini. Number 16, Anna Von Molson. The coach of the Windsor Edge is Lonnie States.
So it's the Edge and the Fog getting it on here. Game number 1, game 4 in this showcase weekend. As Kilpatrick and Reynolds will jump. this afternoon's officials. Shauna Poirier, Steve Clow, good steal by Kejarini, and Kejarini can't get it to go. Kilpatrick, she'll get it over the timeline, over to Farwell. Steve Clow and Joe Harvey round out the officials. And that's off of Kilpatrick's leg and out of bounds. So a frantic start to this one.
Yeah, I think the Edge, like I said, they wanted to start a little bit better than they did yesterday. Don't want to get into a game if you don't have to. So I suspect that'll be the trend for them early.
Kejarini. Jumper won't go for Anna. She'll get it back. Reynolds looking to post up. Kejarini on the pick and roll. Roll back to the rim. That's turned over. And the Fog will come back the other way.
A little sloppy Sunday morning ball right now.
Both teams trying to wake up, feel each other out. Their first meeting between each other. Farwell, she'll swing it. The Edge and a man-to-man. Here's Reynolds, a tenacious defender. Kilpatrick's got to heave it for three. Can't get it to fall.
They take advantage of a little bit of a mismatch they had down there. They tried to, but it was a little late.
Here's four now. To Reynolds. Reynolds gets inside, puts it up, and floats it in. Tiffany Reynolds, a very good offensive player. She does things on both sides of the floor.
Yeah, she's a matchup nightmare, I would say.
16 points yesterday versus the Mystics in that 68-59 victory. Farwell hits the three, and that's going to be big this morning, that three ball. They struggled to find that three-point shooting versus the Halifax Hornets, and they need all 16 points that Farwell averages this morning.
Yeah, the three ball takes a lot of pressure off you early in the game, that's for sure. Lets you settle into a game pretty quick.
One and done for the Edge. Here's Farwell.
Not a great spot to be dribbling into.
Into the corner. Try to force it down the lane. That's last touch by the Edge. It will stay with the Mystics. So Lauren Harris will come in. Quick substitution here for Coach Belding. But that's what you're going to see this morning as they come into this one shorthanded. Now they have two perennial all-stars not here on this road trip. Farwell's second three attempts, no good. And that's part of the adversity that we're going to talk about throughout this game. Reese Baxendale, 4 seasons with UPEI, a U Sports all-rookie team in 2017-18, AUS Rookie of the Year as well. She was just dynamite with UPEI, finished up her career this season that just transpired, but she was just outstanding. An AUS Championship Tournament MVP as Reynolds makes the steal and banks it in. She's got a lot of accolades, averaged 14 points in her career in AUS and U Sports. And you look at Courtney Thompson, also an outstanding player in the AUS, an AUS MVP and U Sports first team All-Canadian. Started 95 of 100 career games, amassed 1,400 points with the Tigers, averaging 15 points.
Yeah. I mean, those girls just bring stability to your program, whether they're sitting and cheering for you or they're out on the floor. So, yeah, they're tough to replace. Well, you don't. And, you know, the Fog has some young players on there. They play ACAA from the UNBSJ team, so they're a little wide-eyed in this, but great experience for them.
Much needed experience for their upcoming season. It gives them a little taste of some tougher competition, and then when you run into that type of competition, the adversity is not as much. It's not as high when it comes to the physicality and the mental, because you've been there before.
Yeah, you can't replace this sort of stuff just playing pickup ball in your little towns and St. John and Moncton. This is awesome for them.
Farwell gets tied up. Last touch by Reynolds. It will stay with the Mystics, as the Edge will make some substitutions. Millers will come out. Yepes and Slaughter Wright will come in. Yepes had an outstanding game yesterday, 17 points. A former UPEI Panther, an outstanding. And now she's the assistant coach at UPEI with Matt Gamblin.
Yeah, late pickup for the Edge, but a great pickup too at the same time.
From Ecuador is Yepes, and Kilpatrick knocks down the three. She could do it inside and out. A very good player is Kaylee Fitzpatrick, a St. John native, went to Harborview High School and played her basketball NCAA Division I in University of New Hampshire Wildcats.
I mean, the Fog have only made 2 field goals this game, and they're winning.
In their threes.
Back
Something
to
that
your
they
earlier
struggled
point.
with.
Yeah.
Kejarini's three comes up short. Another one and done for the Edge. Here's Megan Stewart now. 3 balls no good. Chased down by Port City. Stolen by Reynolds. Reynolds now. She'll challenge Farwell at the cup. Leave it there for Kejarini. And Kejarini will travel. I think at that point, if you're Reynolds, you got to challenge Farwell at the rim.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you got a rebounder on the other side anyway, so throw it up. You miss it, you got somebody to follow it up right there. But yeah, little bit too much overthinking there, I think.
Kilpatrick, she'll take it to the rim. She's bumped by Reynolds, and it will stay with the Mystics.
Physical game early, physical.
So the Fog will make multiple substitutions.
Yeah,
As Kilpatrick will go to the bench.
I think Port City's settling in here quite nicely, actually.
And another three. So they are 3 for 4 from downtown. As Stewart knocks down her first field goal.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams are still working out, some chemistry. You know, these players are coming from, different teams and different areas, and not a lot of practice times in between games, and obviously conditioning. All those things are being worked out in games, so you can see some of that on the floor.
Another turnover by the Edge, and the Fog will look to build. Farwell for 3. She'll leave it short.
Well, that would have been a timeout 3, I think.
Slaughter Wright will clear it. She'll bring it down into Kejarini. And Kejarini able to get it done.
They needed that one, I think.
So that broke up a 6-0 run for the Fog. Reynolds with the steal. Reynolds straight to the cup, and Reynolds will bank it home.
I mean, the Windsor's just getting their points in transition right now off just passes that just aren't going to get the job done in a game like this.
Windsor pulls within 1. Here's Farwell trying to take Reynolds off the bounce.
Yeah, Reynolds is everywhere right now.
Shields trying to cross-court pass. That's picked off. Yepes will come back the other way. Foreign goes straight to the rim, throws up a wild shot off the backboard, and Shields will come up with the loose ball.
Yeah. And that was the one I thought Foreign probably should have gave up a little earlier, but, they're hustling. They're getting their transition game on right now.
Shields picks up her dribble. She'll hand it off to Briggs. Briggs now over the Farwell. Closely guarded there by Kejarini.
Yeah, Windsor's just all over the passing lanes right now, and they're just making everything difficult for the Port City Fog, and they're going to have to address that in the next break. They're just picking the ball up and looking for somebody as opposed to passing on the fly.
Multiple substitutions here as they come in shorthanded, Port City. And this we'll see, we saw yesterday. They're just trying to keep some fresh legs out there every 2 minutes.
Well, and everybody can play, so they all want to play too.
Yeah, they'll get their chance to play. Carissa Kejarini with her second field goal. And the Edge take a 1-point lead.
So all 3s from the Fog and all 2s from the Edge. Interesting styles right now.
Reynolds will be called for her first personal. First team foul.
First foul. 7 minutes to play.
It's been back and forth. We've seen a little bit of everything in this one. 3 minutes remaining. Low scoring game, so they're really not shooting lights out.
No.
Nice take inside there and gets it to fall. Beautiful move there off the dribble. Bailey Henderson had a very strong game in defeat yesterday. 20 points in that loss to the Halifax Hornets.
Bailey was a great Rookie of the Year this year in the ACAA with UNDSJ, and again, she's another athletic player that's really hard to match up with and just does not quit. I think she got a little bit of a soccer background in her game, and she's just a motor. She's a motor, and just, I love her. I love her. I wish she could come play with me.
Nice inbound play by the edge as Slaughter Wright found herself all wide open, underneath the rim.
Yeah, a little breakdown on communication there, and again, that's that chemistry stuff that's sort of showing up a little bit. Too much dribbling here by the Fog, and again, they're not getting into their sets at all. Slaughter Wright is everywhere right now, along with Reynolds. They're just making everything very difficult.
Shot clock under 5.
Ooh.
Kilpatrick throws it up, can't get it to fall. Kegerini back the other way. Here's Kegerini. Kegerini hesitates, can't get it to go down, and Kilpatrick will settle things down here. And she's got the most experience on the court. Kilpatrick for 3, and she can put it down as well.
Well, she can do just about everything, eh?
That's back-to-back threes for Kaylee Kilpatrick.
She rebounded, dribbled it down the floor, and shot the ball. Called her own number. She just didn't put the sleep sign like Steph Curry did.
Kilpatrick also played some professional basketball in Germany in the All-German Division II. She was the center of the year, 4th all-time at the University of New Hampshire in block shots with 130. So she can defend on the other end as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Edge is getting, you know, they're getting to the rim. They're just getting layups. We're going to have to talk about that again in the break. There's a missed foul there, I believe.
Kilpatrick thought she got pushed in the back by Yepes. Here's Yepes.
Well, Yepes got fouled on the last play, so now they're even.
Reynolds chased down her own miss. Second chance opportunity coming up. Yepes for 3. Can't get it to fall. And Henderson comes up with the rebound.
I think that was their first three-point shot attempt for the game.
For the Edge, absolutely.
The Edge,
They've been trying to get everything going to the rim. And Reynolds will be called for the push, and that'll be her second.
They're certainly letting them play. There's been some pretty good screens out there, and they've been really aggressive on the ball, so setting the tempo for this game.
32 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Here's Kilpatrick. Another 3, and that doesn't go down by Mitchell. Fitzpatrick now will hold for the last shot. She gets doubled, trying to get away from Kegerini and McNeil. 10 seconds. Henderson thought about the 3. She'll take Slaughter right off the bounce. And that's knocked out of bounds by Reynolds on the help line, and it will stay with Port City.
Really liking the Edge, the Windsor Edge defense right now. They're really making it tough for everything the Fog is getting.
Henderson straight to the rim. Count it right at the buzzer. Outstanding drive by Bailey Henderson. This time she didn't settle for the jump shot as she took Slaughter right to the rim, and that'll give the Fog a 2-point lead after 10 minutes.
Yeah, good first quarter for Sunday morning starting off the day. So, you know, it's a tale of 2 games, a 3-ball on one end and getting to the rack on the other end for the Windsor Edge. So 16 points, can live with that.
Absolutely, especially if you're winning.
Exactly, yeah.
Your goal, as you know as a coach, is to win the quarter. And if you can't win the quarter, at least stay within striking distance. And striking distance is not double digits, it's single digits.
Yeah.
So good start for Port City. You see that Coach Belding making some adjustments with some substitutions. So those substitutions have been very timely for Port City as they're trying to match the intensity and just the tenacious defense displayed by the Edge.
Having some mic issues here, so bear with me. Yeah, I think the Port City went a little deeper into their bench that quarter for sure. I'm not sure what the rotation was for Windsor. It might have been 7 or 8, but they definitely went into 10 players. So they know it's going to be a long game. They know Windsor's going to come at them for 40 minutes. So.
And it's a back-to-back. It's kind of unusual. And like you said, some of these women are university players and college players, but some of them don't play anymore, and they play in regards to either a pickup or a local league, wherever they play in their town or their city. So having this type of environment, having those back-to-backs, and it's not a lot of practice time either. And you got to commend them because they are playing tremendous, and not having that, that camaraderie and having the practices makes it very difficult, especially when they play a game.
Yeah. Well, and some of them are moms. They're coming from the gymnastics, and swimming, and they're trying to get it all in. So it's a challenge, but that's part of it.
Yes, absolutely. It's one they're willing to take. Reynolds with the steal. Reynolds straight to the rim, and she'll lay it up with the left hand. She's just a layup machine.
Yeah, I don't understand. They're just making passes that are just not going to get the job done today.
Second quarter underway here. Reynolds ties it up. Another three, and knocking it down with great effort there was Emily Briggs.
Yeah, a star player from the ACAA, from Crandall University. Great little player, great hustler. Don't leave her open. She'll shoot it.
Had 8 points yesterday. Was pretty solid with the ball.
Yeah, she's deceivingly fast. She got gears, so she can shift past you pretty quickly. But great player, great kid for our league as well.
Anna Van Moulton called for the foul there on the offensive end. That's her first. And she's a tenacious defender as well. Defensive Player of the Year in 2011 for Dalhousie.
Yeah, another late pickup for Windsor, but a great pickup for them. I mean, she's just going to give you everything she's got.
Swing pass to Farwell, can't handle it. And that's a turnover for Port City.
Yeah, Port City passing right now is really a problem. It's just killing them. Too many turnovers. But that has a little bit to do with the Windsor Edge defense too, so another one going the other way for them now.
Farwell with the steal. Henderson runs into Reynolds. She'll try to swing it cross court. Kedgerini comes up with the steal. She's got numbers. Kedgerini pulls up for three, and Kedgerini puts it down. That is great courage by Carissa Kedgerini, knocking down that three.
She knows her game. Tight game here, though, 19-all.
Kedgerini from Lakehead University and steals it, goes back the other way, and that'll force a timeout call for Coach Belding and the Port City Fog. Kedgerini and Reynolds starting to turn things up here in the second quarter. I'm not sure what Lonnie States had to say in between those two quarters, but those two women have got the message.
Yeah. And I think the timeout is timely. They the Fog had the ball to come out in this quarter. They didn't score. They turned it over. They go back down the other way, turn it over again, and then it's all passing and over dribbling. And I mean, they're beating themselves. Honestly, they're down 2, and they got some things they can easily fix. But obviously, they want to get this game, get a little bit of a lead going into the half with Windsor, again, playing a little slow yesterday, looking like they're trying to rebound here and get a hold of this game. So second quarter is always an interesting one because you can adjust. You're doing a little bit of adjustments.
Yes, the legs start to get going, the juices start to get flowing, and the compete level gets a little bit higher.
Yeah. I mean, they're two better players here that stepped up, like you said. Start this quarter here, pull up jumper on the 3, and then again getting in the passing lane, getting a layup. I mean, that helps your energy levels when you start to get a hold of a game for sure.
7-0 run to start the quarter here for the Windsor Edge, as the second quarter has been very good to the Windsor Edge this weekend, as they went on a 16-0 run versus the Moncton Mystics yesterday. That was the separation between those two teams. Another 3 here by Briggs. Can't get it to fall. Henderson, though, comes up with the second chance. Nice entry pass. Skyhook is no good in the lane there by Harris.
Yeah.
And Von Moltzen will come up with the rebound.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, the Fog are kind of settling for the shot that the Edge give them as opposed to getting their own shot. But there they actually manufactured a shot that they would like, for sure.
Von Moltzen now trying to take Farwell inside. And Anna able to draw the foul on Farwell, and she'll go to the line and shoot two. And that's the part of her game that's slowly starting to round up in shape. Now, defensively, she was rock solid yesterday. Had a little bit of trouble trying to knock down the mid-range and finish around the rim, but you can see that her teammates are starting to get her involved on the offensive end. And when you have great offensive players like Kejarini and Reynolds, then you mix in the inside game and the presence of Anna, who knows where it's going to go on the offensive end, because you know what you're going to get down here on the defensive end.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's a good way to get yourself going, get to the foul line, see the ball go through the hoop, too.
So Anna goes 1 for 2. Here's Farwell trying to take Foreign off the bounce. Can't get it to go. She'll tap it out. Second chance coming up here. Stewart quickly swung over to Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick, nice fake. Gets inside, leaves
Nice
it there.
pass.
Now
Oh,
blow
boy,
the layup
oh, boy,
wide
oh, boy.
open there for Megan Stewart on a beautiful feed by Kilpatrick.
Yeah, boy, that would have been a nice hoop for them, but, you know, well executed, just didn't finish. But you know what? Giving each other a high five. We'll get the next one. Moving on.
Kejarini will inbound.
Oh, you can't miss those hoops, though, in these games. You know, they'll come back to hit you.
Straight line drive, an easy bucket for Jessica Miller as the Red Sea parted. Nobody there to defend.
Transition.
Stewart, she'll bank it home, and she makes amends for the last time she had that opportunity in the very same position.
Yeah. She might have been too open in the previous one. But what a transition basket. Ooh.
Kejarini with back-to-back threes.
I gotta think they want to put some length on her. That's one thing I would be doing. You can't let her catch a ball like that with no length on her.
Briggs gets it stolen by Van Moltzen.
Look at that speed.
Kejarini straight to the rim, and Kejarini puts it up and in. She is on fire right now. She's got 11 in the quarter, and it's an 8-point lead. It's the largest for the Edge. Reynolds gets a hand on that. Briggs gets it back, though. Here's Stewart in the corner. She'll go baseline on Foreign. Quickly swung to Farwell for 3. And Farwell, that's just nothing but net.
Nice
Pure
answer.
looking jumper
Nice
there
answer.
by Farwell.
Yeah. The Fog is rolled in. They're not going away yet.
That's a good punt. Kejarini with the crossover. Pull up
Oy.
3. Bang! And
Whoa.
Kejarini on full display. 14 in the quarter. She is totally taking over this game for the Edge.
Yeah, just give the girl the ball and get out of the way. She's in the zone, as they say.
Kilpatrick with the answer.
Yeah.
Little too strong, and Miller comes up with the rebound.
No one on the boards there on that shot either.
4 now will try from downtown. That rattles around. Kilpatrick with the rebound, and Briggs with the run out. Here's Briggs, hands it off to Farwell. Farwell will spin in the lane, and she'll run into Reynolds, and Reynolds will force the traveling call. So
Yeah.
Kejarini will sit down, Mark, and if you're Lonnie States, he'll call a timeout here. And he's got to be happy with the play of Carissa Kejarini, as Chelsea Slaughter-Wright will come in for her. But boy, oh boy, what a run to start this second quarter for Carissa Kejarini.
I hope it's just a timeout to let her catch her breath and keep her back on the floor. Like, I don't know, maybe as a player, you know, when you're hot like that, do you really want to come out? The game's too easy. Everything's downhill. Rim is big.
Yes, Carissa Kejarini. 14 points in this quarter, an 8-point lead for the Windsor Edge, 32-24.
She's shooting them out of a game right now.
As we take a look at the Windsor Edge bench, and head coach Lonnie States talking to his players. If you're Lonnie right now, you got a little bit of a momentum. You're hoping that your reserves can keep that momentum going and have the same compete level.
Yeah, he was not happy this morning here early. Now, it was early, so he might have been a bit cranky for that sake alone, but he was really not happy with his team's play yesterday. More so just the consistent effort. You know, it was just like, okay, we played in a spurt here, but then they just didn't compete for parts of the game. So I'm sure he addressed that today.
They were able to get that number 2 victory on the season, 68-59 over the Moncton Mystics. But they had their difficulties down the stretch, as Chelsea Slaughter-Wright will be called for the foul, pushing in the back of Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
That was a pretty easy one from our broadcast area. A little bit of protest there, but I don't blame her, because the officiating's been outstanding this weekend as they are allowing these women to play.
Yeah.
There's a lot of contact on both ends of the floor.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind that. As long as it's consistent at both ends, we're good. And the players know it.
That's always been the thing for any sport, consistency from the officiating. Chelsea Slaughter-Wright now. Swings it to Forn. She'll put it inside the Van Molson. Van Molson trying to take advantage of that matchup. Throws up the wild shot. You got to give credit to Fitzpatrick for just staying in front of her.
Well, she pulled the chair out a little bit on her there too, maybe, and anticipated some pressure, but pulled it away from her.
And that 3 is no good. It's throwing up the air ball there is Bailey Henderson. A little bit in a hurry here. As you mentioned on the previous possession, in the indecision and the decision making, just need to slow it down a little bit and play to her strengths.
Yeah, that's a little bit of youth coming out of her, but like I said, she's going to make it up down the other end, no doubt. But it would have been nice if it went in, but didn't. So now they got to settle into their zone defense here now and see if they can force some perimeter shots. And then you got to box out. That's not good.
Kejarini coming right back in. Kejarini with the fake. She'll step inside the 3-point line. Baseline jumper by Slaughter-Wright. That won't fall. And Henderson comes up with the rebound.
I told you. She's going to make it up on defense for you.
Farwell now. Farwell all the way to the rim. And Kilpatrick's there to clear the boards and the putback.
That's where I think Kilpatrick can put a stamp on this game right there. There's no matchup for her under that rim down there.
The Fog still in their 3-2 zone. Kejarini breaks it down to Yepes, and Yepes will draw the foul on Fitzpatrick, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. So the adjustment made there, the high post right at the foul line by Kejarini. And she's no stranger to this level. She's seen all kinds of types of zones, her and Yepes.
Yeah, that was a nice play, and you know what? Good for Fogg to foul, put her to the line, make her earn it from the stripes. Otherwise, that would have been an easy 2. So,
and that just comes down to instincts. Both of these women understanding and recognizing how they can beat a zone defense.
Yeah, we were talking in the Hurricanes, the Hornets, just talking about how simple it is to coach these teams, because they're just so much experience. You don't need to really say too much. They kind of do it on their own.
So Yepes goes 1 for 2. Kilpatrick can't put it down. Farwell battling with Von Molson.
Good battle.
Anna wins that one between her and the younger Farwell.
And again, I think if she's out there shooting the threes, that you got to get people going to the boards for her.
Slaughter-Wright for 3. Can't get the bounce. Second chance coming up. Kejarini inside. Von Molson puts it up a little short there. Last touch by Kejarini.
Yeah, I would say they have made a concerted effort to chase her off the 3-point line, especially if they're going to go zone, make her swing it, make her put the ball on the floor.
So Foreign will sit down for the edge, and Reynolds will come back. Farwell swings it into the corner, but throws it into the edge bench. And she was trying to find Lauren Harris.
You can see them trying to work this play, this little high post entry play out, and again, that just comes down to lack of practice. So they're working it out on the fly.
Slaughter-Wright thought about stepping into the 3. She'll put it inside. Von Molson, a little too strong off the glass. Kejarini chased down the rebound.
Just good
poked
hands
away
by Yepes, just good hands.
Farwell trying to get it back. Kilpatrick will try to get it on the end line, but Von Moltzen will be called for the foul. Just scrambling underneath the bucket here. Both teams trying to gather and get possession.
Yeah, there's a lot of loose ball stuff, and they're not getting two hands on it. But you know what? It's a good battle. 95 feet.
Emily Briggs now, she'll bring it over the timeline. Here's Briggs.
He's that high post entry again.
Kilpatrick with Reynolds on her. Farwell takes Slaughter right down low. Can't finish with the left hand. Had the right matchup, but just couldn't get the finish.
Yeah. Good for Chelsea. Slaughter right down there to battle.
Slaughter right going baseline, and she'll step on the end line, and that'll be another turnover for the Edge. So whatever momentum that they had around the 5-minute mark of this quarter, Port City has made the adjustment. And you talked about that timeout and taking out Kejarini. Not sure if that was the right decision making there for the Edge, as they had full momentum. Farwell on the give and go. Can't finish again at the rim.
And as soon as they did take her out, they went zone, so kind of changed a little bit of a momentum on the game.
Yepes for three. Can't get it to fall. Second chance coming up. Yepes again will dial it up from downtown.
Two good looks.
Couldn't get it to go, and Kilpatrick will clear the boards. Here's Kilpatrick.
It's a pretty nice luxury to have a post that can dribble the ball down the floor.
And a beautiful feed inside to Lauren Harris with the finish.
And pass. She's showing all her skill set, that's for sure.
Leads down to 5 with under a minute to go here.
Yeah, the zone has bothered them a bit. I wouldn't say they have taken advantage of it on the other end, but it's certainly stopped that momentum that you talked about with the shooting. So, you know, we're 33-28 coming into under a minute to go. So the scoring really slowed down a little bit in that second 5 minutes.
So Von Moltzen will sit down as Annalie McNeil will come in. Port City just battling in this one as they'll get a little bit of moisture off the floor here.
Yeah, the humidity yesterday didn't help the gym, that's for sure. Hopefully we won't have an issue today with that.
As Megan Stewart has come back for the Fog as well.
So under a minute to go here.
Here's Yepes trying to take Kilpatrick off the drive. That's tipped and stolen. Back the other way come the Fog. Here's Stewart. Stewart inside. The Mitchell. Can't get it to go down. Had the matchup she wanted. Just couldn't get it to the rim. Reynolds now back the other way. Reynolds crosses over Kilpatrick. Yepes thought about it. She'll step inside the three-point line and knock down the mid-range jumper.
She had two good looks the previous trips down the floor. So, you know what? I like the fact that she kept the shoot mentality.
Leads up to 7. Under 10 seconds remaining here in the first half. Kilpatrick inside. The Mitchell. Mitchell's got to put it up. Yepes comes up with the steal. Try to get it off in time, but she doesn't. But nevertheless, a good stop here on the defensive end for the Edge. They take the lead into the locker room 35-28.
12-point quarter defensively for the Edge against the Fog. So that's a good thing going into the break for sure. Yeah. But
so,
still a good game here, good game.
Great game here going on between the Windsor Edge and the Port City Fog. We'll step aside, but we'll have a quick chat with the head coach of the Fog, Coach Belding. We'll be back. Stay with us. We're watching MWBA Showcase Weekend here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. Join me today? Standing by here with Coach Belding of the Port City Fog. coming into this weekend, you guys had about a lot of adversity, missing a lot of, experience and a lot of, camaraderie with missing Thompson and Baxingdale. But the first 20 minutes, you guys did a pretty good job. It's been back and forth.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the adjustments that you need to make in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the stats on me, but they must have scored 20 points in transition and off turnovers. So that's huge for us. We're playing a little soft just in terms of the physicality. And Windsor's a great team. You have a player like Tiffany Reynolds who's so disruptive, and that's what she does. So, we got to be a little bit sharper with our passes and just take care of the ball. Offensively, we're getting good looks. They're just not dropping, but I'm really happy with the effort so far.
And what did you like about your team in the first 20?
Oh, the battle. I mean, defensively, after last night, how, the Hornets kind of just rolled over us, but, the effort today was better, and I think the togetherness is there. And you have athletes playing right now that haven't played in a long time and haven't played a lot of time together, so it's starting to come. So we'll see those hoops fall, hopefully, and, we'll come in with some more effort in the second half. But
thanks for this, Coach. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Coach Belding of the Port City Fog, they trail at the half. Stay with us. You're watching the MWBA Showcase Weekend here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. Welcome back to Halifax here at the half. The Windsor Edge get it done in first 20 minutes. They lead the Port City Fog. Here with head coach of the Edge, Lonnie States. Lonnie, little bit of a slow start in the first 10 minutes. The second, though, you limit Port City to 12 points, but the play of Carissa Ceccarini was outstanding in that second quarter. Speak a little bit about your team's effort in the first 20.
My team's effort in the first half, all we did was win a half of basketball. We haven't won a basketball game yet. We got to come out with the same intensity that we played that second quarter with. I mean, Port City is a very strong team. They're not going to go away. They're going to come and try to give us everything we have for the next 20 minutes. Carissa is playing very well for us. We need her to keep it up for another 20 minutes.
And what do you see happening in the next 20 minutes? What adjustments do you need to make?
The adjustments we need to make is we need to start closing out on shooters with our hands up. We're coming out with our hands down. We need to find bodies when the shot goes up and box out. We got to corral the ball before we can do anything.
Thanks for this, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Second half coming up here. Stay with us. You're watching the MWBA Showcase Weekend here on Maritime Athletic Profiles.
Good to go whenever.
Welcome back to Halifax. And at the half here, we have the Windsor Edge leading the Port City Fog 35-28. As the first 20 minutes was an eventful one for both of these teams. First 10 to feel each other out, and the next 10, it was a play of Carissa Kejarini that pretty much took stride for the Windsor Edge and got them the lead that they have right now, but they need to build on it as the Fog will continue to come, and they will come and they'll continue to put pressure on the Edge. And we spoke to both coaches, Coach Belding and Coach States, and that was the message, really. Coach Belding talking about the resistance and the resiliency of her team, and Coach States talked about how his team's got to play better in the next 20 minutes because Port City won't give up.
No, I mean, they've had a couple of chances there with where they, had a chance to break this game open, but they didn't capitalize on a few transition points there, and I think that they've allowed the Fog to really just sort of, keep chipping away at a little bit of a lead they had there. Cacerini
Made sure that she put her stamp on this game, and I think she is the difference in this game right now from the points perspective. But I got to think that they're not all that happy with their first half from a consistency point of view, which again they struggled with yesterday. And the Fog is they got to be happy where they're at right now. They're chipping away. They're at the lead and they're hanging around and looking for their first win.
Yes, the Fog come into this game 0-4 on the season. The Edge 2-2. So the Fog will start with possession in this third. Kilpatrick right inside, that rims out. Here's Kejarini, who led all scorers in the first 20 minutes with 17, as Miller gets it out in the open court, and she'll draw the foul and she'll shoot two.
Yeah, that was a nice look by Port City down there to try to go right to Kirkpatrick right out of the gate. Missed a little bunny, and then a great transition the other way to draw a foul.
Kilpatrick leading the way for the Fog with 8 points on the other side, as Miller rims out the first of two, and she'll knock down the second.
See if they go back to the same play. They got Von Malton down low. That's a good matchup. We're going to watch that and see they're looking for it, but they didn't get it. So good defense.
Kilpatrick for three.
Step out.
Try to extend Von Malton, and a tie-up between Henderson and Reynolds, and the possession arrow will favor the Edge.
Good hustle by Henderson again. She's got a great motor, so she doesn't quit on too many plays.
Kejarini over the Forn. Here's Miller on the drive. That's blocked from behind by Kilpatrick. She'll throw it down to Briggs. Briggs trying to look inside, trying to find Stewart, and that'll be a turnover. No, last touch by Miller. Miller thought that she didn't get a hand on it. It'll stay with the Fog.
Kilpatrick's quite a force down low. Even if she doesn't get her hand on the ball, she's altering a lot of shots. So a little miss again. Struggling out of the gate here to get a basket to go through, the ball to go through the basket.
Farwell had a good look on that entry feed. Here's Reynolds off the bounce. Reynolds gets inside, can't finish. Gets her own rebound. Kejarini for three, and that's blocked by Kilpatrick. Down to Henderson. Henderson loses the handle, but Foreign knocks it out of bounds, and it will stay with the Fog.
Right on cue again. I mean, why do we always shoot in the tallest person's face? It always amazes me.
The fourth leading shot blocker in University of New Hampshire all time, with 130 blocks by Kilpatrick. She's got two quick ones in this quarter.
Yeah,
She's going to draw the assignment on Kejarini.
Well, that's what we were saying in the first half. You got to put a little bit of length on a shooter like that. It's just too easy.
And that's too easy there for Reynolds. She's into double digits now. She's up to 10 points.
As is the lead, up to 10 points.
Here's Briggs. Briggs will fire to three. left it a little short, and Reynolds will run it down.
Yeah, Port City's searching right now. They're searching, trying to find that first hoop after the break.
Von Molson trying to force that one inside to a cutting Reynolds. And looks like it will stay with the edge. Amelia Mitchell will come in, and Megan Stewart will sit down. Cajarini on the inbound. Used all 4.5 seconds there on that inbound. Von Molson.
Pretty close to a 5.
Here's Miller. Reynolds will put it up for 3. Can't get it to fall. And Henderson comes up with the rebound.
It's a pretty good defensive positioning and sets here by both teams, really. I mean, nothing's been easy.
Henderson with the spin. Little strong. That's off the back of the rim. And Miller will bring it over the timeline. Here's Miller. Miller will pull up for 3. And Miller leaves it a little short. Farwell. Blow by. Farwell off the glass, gets her own rebound back. Can't get the second chance. Blew that wide open layup. Probably thought Reynolds was going to challenge her, and she didn't. Cajarini, though, she'll bank it off the glass, and that won't go down. So there's a lid on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, we have one basket to show in 3 minutes of play. But again, I credit the defense. I mean, they're there. They're challenging shots. They're just not getting good looks, and the refs are letting them play. So
Cajarini now. She'll run into Kilpatrick. Cajarini will turn, fire, and she'll throw up the air ball. Chased down by Miller. And Miller will put it over to Von Molson. Foreign will try for 3, and Foreign will hit all net there. And that'll force a timeout call by Coach Belding, and the lead's up to 13 for the Edge.
Yeah, hard to go 4 minutes without getting a basket. I mean, and again, I think they had some good looks. First few sets at their half, they had the looks they wanted, the looks they drew up, didn't go in, and now all of a sudden you're 4 minutes without a hoop and 2 3-pointers going the other way, I believe. So can't do that in these games. The teams are just too good to just go stretches without scoring.
If you're talking strategy right now and you're Coach Belding, what are you saying to your team?
Well, I would say, look, we've had some good looks. You know, don't worry about it. Let's continue to play, and you know, if you're open, take the shot if you're open, but we also have to crash the boards. I mean, shots aren't falling, so we've got to get in on the boards a little bit, see if we can't get some, you know, some dirty points, I guess. But yeah, I think they just got to keep going to those mismatches that are out there for them. See if they can't get something here quick early at the rim. Maybe draw a foul, get something going to the rim, and then, you know, they got to see that ball go through the rim right now. The rim's looking small for them.
Alongside Mark Ford, Vince Williams on hand here at the A. Garnett Gymnasium on the campus of Mount St. Vincent University. The Windsor Edge in game number 1 here of 3, leading this one 41-28. 6:22 remaining here in the third, as the Edge starting strong in this third quarter. The Fog struggling a little bit to find their offense. Let's see if they can get their footing here out of this timeout.
I think too, like they're looking for fouls, right? And I think they faded on a few shots, and
there you go, right on cue,
right to the basket. And now, you know, don't worry about getting a foul call, earn it, you know. And I think the last few sets they kind of faded on some shots. So,
and that's the simplest right there, right? The simplest way on that pick and roll, a straight line drive by Briggs. She'll draw the contact, and she'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. And Briggs is able to knock it down. So Briggs is up to 6 points on the game.
They needed that. Get to the foul line, get the ball going to the basket, down to 10.
Here's Yepes, who's come in for the first time. That's knocked away by Harris, who's also entered the game for the first time in the second half. Farwell now.
Good hands. You get a basket
Farwell
here.
For 3 off the screen.
Boom.
And Farwell
good
rattles
response.
it in.
Good response.
So back-to-back buckets coming out of the timeout for the Fog. They're on a 5-0 run here. Chelsea Slaughter-Wright on the drive. Cajarini, tough shot off the glass, can't get it to go. And Farwell comes up with the rebound.
Good response there by the Fog. And Windsor's now struggling to get some good looks. And again, the back door there.
Farwell, she gets bumped. Mitchell, 3-ball, and nothing but air there for Shields. Had a good look, just couldn't get it to go down. Slaughter Wright will dial up the 3. She'll leave it short. And Mitchell with the rebound, and she'll send it over the Briggs.
Interesting, you know, the Fog struggled early in this quarter. Now it seems like Windsor's struggling a little bit, but that, you know, that's the competitiveness of these teams. You know, they're not going to just roll over.
Here's Farwell. 3, and nothing but net. Pure shot there, and that'll force a timeout as Lauren Harris knocks down the 3.
Game of runs.
As the Fog getting back in this one, and that'll force a timeout for Coach States, who want to talk it over, and he doesn't look happy right now, Mark.
No, he hasn't been happy since he stepped in the gym this morning. So, you know, I don't know. It's tough because, like I said, these are ladies that are coming from all, you know, areas and all, trying to get them some chemistry. And then, you know, it's kind of like, at what point do I got to get into them a little bit here? You know, you're still trying to feel that out as a coach as well. So
5-point lead here for the Edge. It's been back and forth here in the third. As you mentioned, it's a game of runs. It's probably the number one cliche for basketball, as it's so true. Basketball is a game of runs. The last time out, they were down 13 were the Fog. As Coach Belding had to call that timeout to readjust their offense, but then they got into the simple game plan.
Yeah.
Just a simple pick and roll, 2-man game, clear out. Everybody get into the deep corner. You get into a position where you can catch and shoot. If the dribble drive is there, take it. If it's not, kick it out to the open shooter and see what we get from that.
Yeah, they got that. They ran that high screen and roll for Briggs. Briggs came off that, got to the basket, got the and one. Once they got that ball going through the hoop, I think that kind of took a little pressure off them. So we'll see what Windsor does here now. I mean, they called the timeout and game of chess and see what the next move is here.
Reynolds, Kejarini catch and shoot for 3. And Kejarini, nothing but pure. She's up to 20 now. Just what the doctor ordered coming out of that timeout for the Edge.
Yes, for sure.
Farwell inside.
Oh, a little breakdown. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
The layup again there for Port City as Harris was wide open underneath the bucket. Can't get it to go down. Here's Reynolds. Full head of steam to the bucket. She really wanted to get that layup, but she loses the handle at the last moment.
Yeah, I think she got bumped on the play, but no go. Refs are letting them play a little bit today, and so
the officiating has been outstanding in the first 3 games, and now the 4th here. Here's Reynolds, and Reynolds will bump Briggs to the floor.
And that's a little bit of a frustration, you know, not getting the call. You want it going one way and then getting a little over-aggressive the other way, but good hustle by both teams.
That's Reynolds' 3rd personal, team's 2nd. So a little decision-making time here for Lonnie States.
I love Reynolds D. You know, she doesn't let anybody cut anywhere easy. Getting the passing lanes, rebounding.
Kilpatrick's jumper.
Nice hustle. Nice hustle.
And that is saved by Yepes on the sideline. And here's Reynolds now. Reynolds, hesitation, and a great decoy there by Chelsea Slaughter-Wright as Reynolds decided to stay and keep the basketball. She'll draw the foul on Briggs, and she'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
She was pretty determined on that play, I would say.
Trying to make amends for the previous possession where she lost the handle. So Reynolds will look to knock down a couple here. Reynolds averaging 19 points per game coming into this weekend, was 3rd leading scorer. Had 16 in that win versus Moncton yesterday. She'll go 1 for 2 on that trip. Briggs is knocked to the floor. She'll get it back to Kilpatrick. And Farwell will bring it over the timeline. Here's Farwell inside the Kilpatrick. I like to see that type of offense if you're the Fog. Try to go with Farwell and Kilpatrick. Facilitate through Kilpatrick on the pick and roll, whether it's Briggs off the dribble drive or whether it's Farwell. Let them be the facilitators.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they come off that ball handler off there, they both can shoot the three, so you're going to pick your poison in that play.
Reynolds with the floater, and Reynolds able to get it up and over Kilpatrick. So Reynolds start to get it going here. It was Kejarini for the edge in the second quarter. Now it's Reynolds in the third.
Yeah, they opened it back up to a 10-point lead here out of the timeout, so good timeout by both coaches in the second half.
So Reynolds is up to double digits.
Yeah, they're really looking to post up this quarter.
Farwell. Here's Stewart on the blow-by.
Nice.
Step through Euro. Can't get
boy,
the
oh
layup
boy.
to fall. That's got to be the fourth layup that the Fog were unable to convert. Reynolds back the other way now. Reynolds trying to get inside. McNeil will draw up the three. Can't get that one to go, and a battle for the rebound between Kejarini and Farwell. As Farwell couldn't gather it, it will go and stay with the edge.
Yeah.
As Amelia Mitchell will come in for Stewart.
Yeah, unfortunate they're missing those layups, but you know what? I think they're also looking for the defense around them, so there's a little bit of both things going on here. But yeah, some wide open layups.
Slaughter Wright is rejected, but it looks like she draw a little bit of a contact there. Might be on Farwell. And Chelsea will go to the line to shoot too.
Farwell is big.
So it is on Stewart.
Farwell's, you know, when she's a big girl too. Like, she's gonna challenge a lot of shots down there.
Plays for the defending champions in U Sports, Toronto Metropolitan University, is Farwell.
Chelsea make them 1 or 2.
So Chelsea goes 1-2, MVP of U Sports Championship this season. So she knows how to get it done.
Yeah. Well, they're really putting their bodies on the line now. Not happy with that call. No one is.
No one ever is. So interesting that you mentioned, you know, the offense needs to go between Kilpatrick and Farwell. They're two outstanding basketball players for Port City. Now we're talking, like I mentioned, Farwell. If you're the MVP of U Sports in the championship and you win it, then you got to be some kind of player. Now she's one of the top three-point shooters in the OUA, along with she's been identified by Basketball Canada at her age level in a couple training camps she has attended. So
you just don't see her around here much. So, you know, when you see her, you realize how good she is.
you get to see a lot of these players. You know, 3 teams from Nova Scotia and 3 teams from New Brunswick. Slaughter Wright with the baseline jump shot.
Back to a 13-point lead.
Here's Henderson, gets by Kejarini. Fitzpatrick spins, draws the triple. Henderson now. Mitchell for 3. Mitchell leaves it a little short, try to run it down. She'll get it back. Henderson trying to get away from Yepes. Fitzpatrick now, she'll split the D. Fitzpatrick flips one off the backboard. Can't get it to fall, and the Renault coming here for the edge. Here's McNeil, gets straight to the rim, and she's knocked to the floor by Stewart.
Yeah, just a lot of kind of over dribbling and, you know, just too much, too complicated for this kind of game. You know, you just got to keep it real simple. Back to the pick and roll. What was working for them out of that timeout, and I think Windsor's smelling a a large double-digit lead here. So
As Emily McNeil will miss the first of 2. Reynolds
Nice
will
hustle.
chase down the
Nice
rebound.
hustle,
That
nice
was
hustle.
outstanding hustle. As she looked like she climbed over the back of the taller player, Kilpatrick.
might have got hurt a little bit on that one, but boy, did she get up for that.
As Lauren Harris will be called for the foul. That's her first, team's 5th, and they'll be over the limit. Reynolds taking her time to get to the stripe. Looks like she's favoring her right leg.
Yeah. Like I said, she was up pretty high. She came down pretty hard. She's earning these foul shots.
She'll make the first.
Well, they're now in bonus, the edge.
And she'll drop both of them.
Picking up a little full court here.
Leads up to 15.
Why not?
That's the largest. Full court pressure being applied. Kilpatrick. She'll break it, get it over the timeline. And she'll almost throw it away. And Briggs couldn't do anything with it. Did the smart play, just throwing it out of bounds instead of throwing it in play and giving them an opportunity to go back the other way.
Exactly. No
in the
live
transition.
ball turnover there. Good decision. Good decision for that situation, I guess. Got to be better with the ball.
Here's McNeil. Reynolds for three. Can't get it to go, and Yepes with the offensive rebound.
Yeah, Windsor's really getting on the boards right now.
Slaughter Wright for three, and Slaughter Wright,
Big shot.
nothing but net.
Well, I've got to hustle for a two for one here, but you know they got to recognize what's happening here. So they're really after them now.
18-point lead here for the Edge.
It's amazing how good your defense is when you get that lead.
12-0 run after that timeout called by Coach States and Windsor, as they have responded on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, maybe he did get really mad at them. We'll never know. We can ask him after the game.
A difference of 1 second on the shot clock and game
That's a
clock
foul for
as
sure,
Reynolds draws the foul. She'll go back to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, you go back to those, wide open layups you mentioned. Those are killers, right? Especially when you're trying to break up a run the other teams have, and you work hard, and you get that wide open layup, and you miss it. That's really hard on you. Mentally, it's really tough.
And Reynolds will hit the first. She'll make the second. Good looking stroke by Reynolds at the free throw line.
Yeah,
Not the right person to put on the line if you're Port City.
They've gotten to the free throw line a lot this quarter.
Reynolds pokes it away. Reynolds on the run out. And Reynolds blows the layup as she
Just too hard.
as Kilpatrick was bearing down. Briggs got to put it up. She gets it off in time, but that won't go down. So after 3 quarters in the books, it's a 20-point lead for the Edge.
Yeah, that was a solid start of that quarter and a solid end of that quarter for them. And little bump in the middle, but I think Coach State's going to be happy with that quarter. So maybe he'll sit down.
It's been back and forth here, and the Edge, they were using a couple players to keep them in front here. In that second quarter, it was Caggiarini who got them going. In the third, we talked about it several times, it was Reynolds. And if you're Port City, like I said, I'd love to see them run their offense through Farwell and Kilpatrick or Briggs and Kilpatrick. Nevertheless, that high pick and roll needs to be exploited because the man-to-man defense, on-the-ball defense, is just too good for the Edge to not try to use just your regular motion offense when you're passing it from side to side and cutting and moving it out the basketball. You need to get something going straight line to the bucket.
Absolutely. I mean, that high screen, those are big screens too. Like they're going to free you up with some space, but they're not utilizing that as much as, like you said, and they've got to simplify. There's just too much dribbling and too much picking the ball up and looking for something as opposed to running some action and simplifying things and getting the ball in the right people's hands.
So 10 minutes remaining here as we have 2 more games coming up here on Maritime Athletic Profiles. And they should be really good ones. As we saw, all 3 games were pretty competitive, and highly contested. As the next game at 1 p.m., the Halifax Hornets, they'll take on Fredericton. That's 2 teams that have the right balance and chemistry. That should be a really good basketball game. And then the finale at 3 p.m., it's the Halifax Thunder, who's just a juggernaut in this league, still undefeated at 5-0. They'll take on the Moncton Mystics in search of their first win on the season.
Yeah, the Freeze Hornets game was close when we played them up in Fredericton, so I don't suspect that'll change. And the Mystics will be looking for their first win. They're getting angry, so we'll see how they fare. There's your call. Well, you should be coaching.
Well, I do coach at the high school level. we won't talk much about that. Kilpatrick inside the Farwell, not but results, but back the other way. Carissa Kejarini knocks down another triple. That's her 5th on the contest.
Yeah, this is not a point in the game where you can trade hoops. You just can't do that. It's not going to get you results, but
especially if they're 3s and 2s.
yes, exactly.
Kilpatrick with the turnaround, and that's a matchup that they need to exploit. Although Van Molsen's a very good defender, but she's going to have a tough time trying to deal with the length of Kilpatrick.
Yeah, and the size. I mean, yeah, she's a good defender, but she's giving up a lot.
Reynolds on the rebound. Putback's no good. McNeil following it up. She'll able to bank it home.
Again, we just can't be trading hoops if you're the Fog, and if you're Windsor, you just want that clock ticking and scoring, and you're fine.
Briggs now on the pick and roll with Farwell as Reynolds
Bodies
and
hitting the floor.
Molson collide. Kilpatrick steps inside the 3-point line. A pull up, no good. Good rebound there by Henderson. She's bumped off the ball, and possession will go over to the edge.
A lot of bodies on the floor in that possession, but you know what? These girls are competing. I love it.
So they'll clean up the moisture here. Left over from those multiple bodies hitting the floor. 8:31 remaining, 62-41. The Windsor Edge lead this one. It's their largest lead.
Yeah,
Port City needs some stops here down the other end. Lots of time left here for Port City. Farwell gets a hand in. Reynolds with the pull-up, and Reynolds knocks it down.
Yeah, those, Reynolds, she's just in a groove. I've liked her all game, actually. She's just a hard matchup on the defensive end, and offensively, she's taking what they're giving her right now.
Shields for 3. Can't draw iron. That's tapped out to Farwell. Here's Farwell. Tried to find Shields in the corner. Knocked out of bounds by Chelsea Slaughter-Wright, and it will stay with Port City. As Foreign will come back for the edge. McNeil will step out. Mitchell will come in for the Fog, and Stewart will sit down.
Nice gesture between Farwell and then Reynolds there. Reynolds got her, I think, hit her in the face, and he just went up and said, sorry.
Kilpatrick at the end of that shot clock had to put it up in time. Couldn't get it to fall. And here's Slaughter-Wright. Reynolds thought about it. Ball Molson. Ball Molson, and that's blocked by Farwell. Both of these women are battling each other on both ends, and it's just a joy of seeing the compete level.
Yeah.
Because neither one of them are backing down.
No, and nothing should be easy.
Kejarini catch and shoot.
Wow.
Count it and one. Carissa Kejarini is unconscious right now. She is putting up a performance for the ages this morning. She is wide awake. As you talked about it, they got a late bus trip. I mean, they were late coming to the gym, but you would never know it by her play.
No, I would love to know her points per dribble. There's a little bit of Klay Thompson in her game, you know?
Kejarini with the spin in the lane. Can't get that one to go down. She'll save it on the end line to Reynolds. Slaughter-Wright now. Vaughn Molson. She'll try to chase it down, and that's last touch by the edge, and Port City will have possession now.
Yeah, I would say that she's just, she came to play. Their best players came to play today. Well, you know, they've all played well today, but they just, they're running to the girls that can score for them.
Mitchell inside. She'll spin. Can't get the sky hook to go. That rims in and out, and Reynolds will clear the boards. Slaughter-Wright. That entry is knocked down and stolen by Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick now will bring it over the timeline. She'll blow by the defender.
Boy.
Nice Euro step, gets her own rebound, can't get it to go. Chasing it down is Slaughter-Wright. She'll find Kejarini on the run out. And that's the easiest bucket on the game there for Carissa Kejarini.
Again, one dribble, 2 points. The dribble point ratio for her game today has been incredible. fun to watch. They're back up, just smothering the fog again.
Here's Farwell. She'll spin it into the corner to Shields for three. Kilpatrick with the rebound, out to Briggs. Briggs steps inside the three-point line, can't get the mid-range to go. And a battle for the loose ball on the end line. And it will stay with Port City.
They're just struggling to score, just simply struggling to score, and that has to do with people in the right spots, taking the right shots, but I think it has more to do with the Edge's defense.
So Reynolds and Kegerini looking for a timeout call. Reynolds didn't want to come out, but she'll get a substitution instead, as Yepes will step on the court. Kegerini looks like she's running out of gas. We got lots of time left here in the fourth, over 6 minutes. That three's no good by Farwell. Farwell gets her own rebound, puts up the left-hand finish at the rim and banks it home.
Yeah, nice putback. Nice game.
Here's Foreign. Yepes inside. Von Molten. That's blocked by Farwell. Anna wanted a foul. Kegerini for three.
Well, that would have been a one dribble three-point. Yeah.
Port City now. Briggs crosses over, and Briggs will draw the foul, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
It's an excellent crossover dribble. Yeah, we should see lots of bodies getting rolled in here down the stretch now, I would say.
So Kegerini will come out, and Jessica Miller will come in. But what a performance this morning by Carissa Kegerini.
Unbelievable, yeah.
I don't have the official point total for Kegerini, but if I'm going to guess, she's up to about 35.
Yeah, I would say you're pretty close, yeah. She had an incredible second quarter there, and then again, she's just been consistent all this half.
And a shooting violation called on Port City, so that shot won't count for Briggs.
And Reynolds wasn't off long.
Yeah, Reynolds is right back. All she needed was that minute or less just to catch her breath, maybe get a quick sip of water, but she's right back out there. Here's Miller. She'll put it inside to Reynolds. Reynolds will leave it there for Miller, and Miller will bank it home. Great decision there, and a good half-court set for the Edge. Farwell on the drive. Farwell gets inside. She's fouled by Yepes, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
Still battling. Nothing easy. That's what I find is really
Nobody
incredible to
gives
watch.
up.
Yeah,
Nobody gives up that's been competing at this level.
Yeah.
Outstanding basketball being displayed by these women. If you're going to play a basketball game, no matter what the score is, you might as well play it
Might as well compete.
100%.
Yeah.
As we take a look at the schedule going down the road here throughout the league, a few league games fans will be marking on the calendar. In New Brunswick, Thursday, June the 2nd, Port City will visit Fredericton. That's a 7:30 p.m. start, and that'll be at Leo Hayes High School. And then Saturday, June 4th, Windsor will make the trip into Halifax to take on the Hornets. And they'll play at 3 p.m. here at A. Garnet Gymnasium, as that three is good off the glass.
Yeah, Banks open on Sunday, I guess.
But the big date is June 24th and 26th, as Reynolds is fouled. That'll be championship weekend. And all the action will be at St. Mary's University. We're in New Brunswick. And New Brunswick matchups in the quarterfinals, Nova Scotia in the quarterfinals and semifinals, and championship weekend. So it should be an interesting times in between that championship weekend leading up to it, just to see how things go throughout the regular season mark.
Yeah, we've been talking to a few of the players about the kind of your standard league schedule versus these showcase weekends, and I think these showcase weekends have been received quite well with the players and the coaches for scheduling their own personal lives and stuff. So that may be the trend for this league. We don't know yet, but everybody's looking forward to that championship weekend. Should be a great weekend all around. Lots of wins.
Pull up there. Unable to get that one to go down. was Henderson. Kejarini, another three, can't get it to fall. Foreign with the second chance opportunity, and Kilpatrick will come up with the rebound. Here's Kilpatrick. Up to Harris. Harris trying to get away from Reynolds. Fitzpatrick now will get it started. Henderson crosses over Miller. Henderson runs into Reynolds, and Kejarini will come back the other way. Here's Kejarini. She'll challenge Kilpatrick, and Kejarini will win that one-on-one battle in transition.
Yeah, the Windsor have run off those shots and turnovers all game long. You know, they've either got to the foul line or gotten an easy two going the other way. And that's, I think if you look at transition points in this game, you know, a big edge to the Windsor edge.
It's hard to not use those puns.
It is. I
I've been
almost caught myself.
I've been trying not to use them the whole weekend.
I'm not that good yet. This is not my career, so I'm a fill-in just so people know.
Hey, you're doing an outstanding job. Everybody that's been on the broadcast has been doing an outstanding job. There's Kejarini.
Here's
able to
that
knock
high
down a
screen
couple.
now.
Here's Briggs. Briggs gets it knocked away from Yepes. She'll get it over to Shields.
Comes the double. You can see it. As soon as she turned her back, Yepes too smart for that.
Reynolds and
Transition.
Kejarini on the run out.
No
Kejarini
dribbles.
will finish with the left hand off the glass.
I actually am going to go back and watch this game and count how many dribbles she's had and how many points she scored.
Well, let me know.
I will.
Here's Briggs. Briggs now. She'll spin away from Yepes. Harris will draw the double. Over the Stewart. Stewart.
It's a big screen.
Good screen there by
Oh.
Kilpatrick. Briggs from the parking lot and can't put it down.
Yeah, they've really struggled this half to score.
Yepes on the baseline. Can't get it to go off the glass. And Harris will give it over to Briggs. Briggs now, she'll bring it over the timeline. That high pick and roll. And a roll back to the rim by Kilpatrick.
Yeah, a little hold on the roll. Yeah, hold on her.
And Reynolds tried to climb the ladder to steal it on the entry. Kejarini will be called for the foul. That's her first personal. She'll stay in. Reynolds will step out. Foreign along with Yepes. As you can see, Lonnie States.
Little surprise Kejarini's still in the game, but you know what? She's hot. Let her roll, you know what I mean?
Shields. Kilpatrick for three. Little strong off the glass. Farwell got it ripped away from Kejarini. Kejarini now back the other way.
Yeah, solid games.
Kejarini thought about the three. She'll get inside, and Kejarini, that rims out. And it will go over to Port City, as it looks like Kejarini will come out along with Miller. She'll sit down. An outstanding basketball game here in the first of three. Carissa Kejarini. Don't know what the total is, but if I'm going to guess, I would say 40 now.
40? Yeah, I don't know if it's 40, but
I'm going with 40.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to go with 40. She had 23 at the end of the third quarter as Kilpatrick finishes off the glass.
Well, she's been lethal. 30 or 40 are big numbers.
McNeil now is coming into the game. Slaughter right for three in the corner. Farwell battling. As Jody White's out there now for the edge.
Still battling.
Along with Christina Garon. She's out there as well. Cassandra McCormick for the edge. It's all reserves on the floor for Windsor.
Fogg sitting into their zone. Shot clock violation.
As McCormick decided to pass it to Slaughter right instead of trying to spin away, but that's a tough matchup.
Yeah.
Trying to spin and face up Kilpatrick.
Is it ever? Yeah, I'm glad I'm over here.
Me too. Briggs, she'll bring it over the timeline. Briggs off the pick and roll. Mitchell thought about the three. She'll spin it into the corner to Shields. Farwell. She'll draw up the three. Left it a little short. Good challenge there on the closeout by McNeil. A tie up. And it'll go over to the edge as Kilpatrick got a hand on it. But a good tie up there by Cassandra McCormick. As possession arrow will favor the Fog.
No quitting either team, I can tell you that.
Briggs, under a minute to go.
No, oh, yeah, it's a foul.
Good entry there. The Farwell, she tried to post up Slaughter Wright.
Poor Slaughter Wright, she's got caught up in a couple of those matchups today. And she's a strong kid who can grind out with anybody, but she's too big and too tall. Ah.
White almost steals the entry, and she does. And here's Jody White. Played her university basketball at University of Ottawa. And a three there by Cassandra McCormick. McCormick, one of those players, played for Riverview High School. So, didn't play university basketball.
It's a pretty good high school basketball team, though. They would have played at a pretty high level.
And Riverview in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Plays in the local women's league, Melba.
That's the good thing about this league. You know, the players are from everywhere and anywhere.
And a good turnaround by Garon.
She came into the game shooting. You know, they all come into the game shooting. They're looking to get an open shot. Take it.
Another one of those players. So they might play for with each other. Is McCormick and Garon. As Port City will dribble it out in the final. 81-52, the Edge win it. They'll pick up their third victory. They'll move their record to 3-2 on the year. A couple big victories this weekend for the Windsor Edge.
Yeah, it'll move them above 500 now and settle into the league. You've seen every team now, so they'll know what they're up against, and you know, it'll be just a matter of getting some practice time in and going for it.
So the final once again, 81-52, game number one here at the A. Garnett Gymnasium on the campus of Mount St. Vincent University. That'll wrap it up. Game number two coming up. It'll be a 1 p.m. tip-off where the Halifax Hornets will take on the Fredericton Freeze.
Nice.
So for my broadcast partner, Mark Forward,
Thank you for having me.
and
Enjoyable.
my producer, Clark Swim, and director, Tyler Deacon, I'm Vince Williams saying thank you for joining us as we'll have the player of the game presentation of this one. And it will be Lindell Wigginton, the Milwaukee Buck of the association, will give out these awards.
That's pretty special.
Extremely
It's a pretty special morning to have that, that's for sure. And
Great to see that young man. Don't want to
here
give my
represent.
age away, but I was his first coach.
For you. Look what you did to
The
him.
Little Dribblers program at the Community Y.
Unbelievable.
He was 7 years old.
Yeah.
But he was a player. I didn't need to teach him much because he already had the fundamentals.
Yeah.
He'd walk around with a basketball constantly. Every time you see him, anytime there was a timeout, you see these kids, they like to get on the floor and put up shots when there's a timeout. At every tournament, there's kids. There's young girls and young boys trying to get shots up anytime, and you could just see that they really want it.
They're just built different.
Yeah.
They're just built different. This is a really, really great moment for everybody in this gym. You can just feel it. That's awesome. This is awesome. And I know you mentioned earlier that you do coach the high school teams. You've been around the game a long time, man. You're ahead of the plays. You do a great job. Thank you for coming and doing this for us.
It's absolutely my pleasure to be part of this league. And when I was asked to do it, I was excited. And like everything else that I've ever done in my broadcasting career, this is right up there.
It just adds another element to the game, really. From our fans that can't make the trip down, they still stay connected to the teams, to the games, to the players, and in this day and age, it's a must.
Yes,
you
absolutely.
have to do it.
For sure. So we'll try to get an interview with Tiffany Reynolds, the player of the game. We'll step aside, but stay with us, folks. we'll have that interview in the next game coming up.
Yeah, you got to put up the time. That's we're ahead.
Here with the player of the game from the Windsor Edge, Tiffany Reynolds. Great game by you guys. You started off a little slow, had to deal with a little bit of adversity with your bus getting here on time, but once that game, the ball went up, you guys really poured it on, in particular in the second half. Talk a little bit about how you guys were able to get 2 wins this weekend, 2 big wins, put you guys over 500.
Honestly, we make a joke every game and we're like, we're a bunch of misfits who came to hoop. And that's exactly what we did. We came in today and Coach Lonnie, Coach Maya, Coach Rich, they came in actually and they gave us a really nice speech. We all sat down and he said, I want everybody to walk around the room and touch everybody right now. Give everybody a little bit of love. Because every day we come in here, we come to practice, we say we're a family. And family, we got to love each other on and off the court, regardless of what it is. And we came out here and we just played for each other. No one was selfish. We always made the extra pass, which led to wide open threes or that extra bucket. Everybody battled in the paint for the rebounds. And in the previous games, like the ones we lost, we just lost on the boards. And that was our main goals for today. We got to outwork this team on every 50-50 battle, and I think that's what we did today.
And a little bit about your game. How do you prepare for these type of games? You played on the very highest level, the second highest level in our country at U Sports. How do you prepare yourself for these games at this level?
Honestly, I live with Carissa Cadrini, number 10, and we kind of just make it a fun thing. I always say, the moment I stop having fun playing basketball, then that's it for me. And I don't ever want that moment to come. So this morning we got up, and one of our teammates, Carla, she's from PEI, she stayed over at our house. Last night we had donuts, made jokes, we got to know each other. We just vibe, don't think about anything stressful. We actually had a pop tire coming up the hill this morning.
Really?
And honestly, I got out the car, I was like, meh, game day stuff, let's go win. And it's okay. I just try to not let anything bother me. I know what my capabilities are. I'm very athletic, I know shooting is not my strong suit. It's something I need to work on for sure, but I know I can always rely on my teammates. If I get in that paint and I kick it out, they are going to hit it for me. And that's all I can ask for.
And quickly talk about how fun it is to play with your roommate, Carissa Cadrini. She was outstanding this afternoon as well, along with you, but it looked like at one point she was unconscious.
That is the perfect word to use. We make a joke every time she says, I think I just black out when I shoot. I actually black out. I don't know. It just goes up and it goes in and I say, okay, I'll take it. And honestly, I played 1 year with her at Lakehead and it was the best year ever. We made playoffs. We just lost in a tough game against Ottawa, 4 points. And now we're playing together again. Everyone on our team was like, oh, are you guys best friends? Have you guys? No, we only played together 1 year. And I played against her school. And then she's like, oh, let's go out east. Let's go hoop. And here we are. And now it's we do everything together. We got a job together. It's really nice and it's really fun. And plus, she's older than me. So I have so much to learn from her. We go to the Y every day. And she always tells me, you're so fast. This is why, your momentum, I'll miss the layup, right? So she teaches me, you need a chop step. Slow your game down. If you can slow your game down, do your little mid-range, try to see the floor at all times, you'll be that much better each and every time. So every time I go there, I try to rep it over and over and over again. So she's a great person to learn from, and I am very thankful for that.
Inaugural year of this league, how important is it to see all the young fans watching this league, in particular, the young girls watching you guys play? How important is it for you guys to play and show them that one day that they can play on this level too.
It's honestly like the best feeling ever. Like, I started playing basketball late in like grade 9, and I personally didn't think I was ever gonna be here, right, playing at this level. So now these young girls that are watching, they're like, wow, like that is something I can look forward to. And it's not just about, oh, I need to go to the States or I need to go overseas. It's like, no, it's right here in your backyard. It's in your country. You don't need to go out of your country to prove that you are great and you can do all these things, right? A lot of these people, I'm like a toddler out here. All these, they played in Europe, they're way older, they have kids, and they're still busting. I was gonna say something else, but they're working hard. And it just goes to show, like, your love for the game will never end. Like, and you can work hard. Whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve it, and that's what these young girls are seeing from every single one of these players out here right now.
Tiffany, congratulations. It's an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Tiffany Reynolds, the player of the game for the Windsor Edge. They get it done. They beat the Port City Fog. Stay with us. Next matchup, game number 2 at 1 p.m. tip-off here. It'll be the Halifax Hornets versus the Fredericton Freeze. All right. Both of you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll do it from this side.
Okay.
So what is it again? Oh. Okay, so we have some basketball, Nova Scotia, under 17, 18, excuse me, Canada Games members. Taya and Grace. Taya, now, I know you play for Citadel, right?
Yep, I do.
Grace, you play for?
Negec.
Okay. So being members of Basketball Nova Scotia, going to the Canada Games, how important is it to actually watch this league and try to emulate some of the moves that some of these players have? Because some of these players have played on the biggest stage, the biggest games in university basketball and professional basketball, and as well as the Canadian national team. When you're watching, what are you watching for when you watch these ladies play?
Yeah, I'm just watching for, the calmness. I know a lot of the competition in my age, it seems that it's super fast-paced and sometimes out of control. So I think watching like how calm these girls can execute like slowly and make sure to see an open girl, take the time to look around and see the court before they make a decision is super important and something that I think I'm going to try and bring to my team this summer.
And for you, Grace?
When I'm just watching them, I'm just looking at some of the moves they do and just thinking how I can incorporate some of them if I think they're good. Just how they pass the ball, good ball movement.
And quickly, what do you guys anticipate for you guys going into Canada Games? It's been a long time since Nova Scotia medaled in the Canada Games on the women's side. You guys got a very good team and a very good chance. Great coaching staff going into these Canada Games. What is it that the coaching staff and Basketball Nova Scotia has told you to prepare you for that stage?
I think it's all about making sure that we have a strong team bond and really just believe in each other. Because I think believing in your teammate is just as important as believing in yourself when you're on such a big stage like that. So making sure that we just trust each other and we know what we do, we know what we've been practicing, and take that to Ontario with us.
Yeah, a bit what she said, just learning how to play with each other and yeah, pretty much.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Taya. Good luck in the Canada Games, and thank you for representing our great province.
Thanks so much.
Taya and Grace, members of the Canada Games team, they will compete in Niagara Falls in this summer's Canada Games, and they will represent Nova Scotia well. Stay with us. The next game coming up is the Halifax Hornets and the Fredericton Freeze here on Maritime Athletic Profiles.